All right, thank you so much for joining us for this December challenge. And remember, the same rules apply for all the challenges. Breaks as you need, water as you need, modify, and make it your own. You'll get plenty of work even if you take rest breaks. So we're going to begin a little differently than we did with our last challenge. You're going to come down to your back, however you'd like to get there. And start off by just gathering the knees into the chest. Take a moment here, give them a squeeze. Notice where you feel any tension in the body. And let yourself soften through the spine. And then extend the legs out long. Arms out long overhead. Take a long stretch. And then draw the heels of the hands to the hip bones. Use the index fingers to locate the top of the pelvic bone and create your neutral pelvis. You'll notice you still have that small little natural curve of the back, a little mouse hole there, keeping that in place. You can keep the hands here if it helps you to keep that neutral pelvis in place. You could release the arms to the side too. You could reach them overhead, or you could lift them up to the ceiling. So choose where you'd like to have your arms. Use your inhale to prepare. As you exhale, lift your right heel to hover about a couple inches off the mat, maybe 2 to 3. Keep a micro bend in the knee. Keep the leg in line with the hip and the shoulder rather than letting it draw into the center of the body. And notice if you find yourself gripping anywhere or avoiding effort anywhere. Hold stability here, closing the upper ribs, hugging the low belly in towards the spine. Stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Prepare with your inhale. As you exhale, lift your right knee to a tabletop position, moving with intention and stacking the knee so it lands directly over the hip, keeping the foot flexed. And again, notice if you feel your knee draw towards the center, send it back, keeping the knee in line with the hip and the shoulder. Stay here, hugging the low belly in as you close the upper ribs without rounding the spine, keeping that neutral pelvis. Stay right here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, stay here, or add a little challenge by lifting the shoulder blades off of the mat, still closing the upper ribs while drawing the low belly in. Keep stability here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, lower the heel to hover an inch or 2 above the mat, maybe 3. Once again, notice the drawing in of the low belly, closing the upper ribs without rounding the spine. Stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, lower the shoulder blades, then lower the heel. Pause to reset. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, left heel lifts to a hover. Check out your alignment. Make sure the toe doesn't draw into the center. Keep it in line with the hip and the shoulder. Stay right here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, bend the knee, drawing it to tabletop. Same considerations. Check out your alignment, knee over hip, keep the foot flexed. Remember, don't let the knee draw towards the center. Keep it out towards the edge. Knee stays in line with the hip and the shoulder. Stay right here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay here or lift the shoulder blades, reaching forward. Release the neck from the work. Close the upper ribs without rounding the spine. Draw the low belly in. Keep the knee in line with the hip and shoulder for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the heel to hover for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the heel, hug the knees in for a moment, give them a squeeze. Take a few gentle side to side rolls. Then roll over onto your right side. And you have some options here. It's a nice place to use a block for support for the neck if you like. And it can also help you keep in alignment. So lowering down to the mat, drawing the bottom arm so that you can stack your shoulders. Shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip, knee over knee, ankle over ankle. Keeping a micro bend in the knee, and let yourself almost be in a banana-like position. You can use the block if you like to help support the neck, because the neck doesn't really need to be working hard here at all. So once again, notice that alignment, notice those shifts that happen as you move into a stable space. Pause here to set yourself, then stay here, or you can use the top hand as a tented support in front of or behind you. But don't allow yourself to start leaning into it. Stay lifted, shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip, and it's the bottom oblique that's supporting that stability. Hug the shoulder blades slightly towards one another, lifting both legs to a hover. Press through the heels, keeping the micro bend in the knees. Feel the engagement through the whole center of the body. Stay right here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay here or play with lifting the top leg, only to that point where you can keep stability, keep the alignment. Stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Send your heel behind you, only to the point where you can keep it at the same height and maintain stability in the body. Pause at your edge for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw back to the start. Pause to reset. Stay or extend the leg in front. Again, only as far as you can keep that height and keep stable everywhere else in the body. Find your edge. Pause there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to where you started. Reset. Draw the bottom leg up closer to the top leg. Find your edge. Hold there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tiny presses up to the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower both legs down. Pause, bend the knees. Take a little wiggle forward, just feel a little ease. And then pause to set your block to the side if you use one for your head. Ground the forearm, keeping the knees bent. Stacking the shoulder directly over the elbow. And you can choose to be in a full expression, placing the palm down instead of the forearm as well. Keeping the knees bent, and I need to scoot forward a little bit more. Keeping the knees bent to start, pressing the mat away. Shoulder is gonna lift up over the other shoulder. So use your inhale to prepare. As you exhale, use your bottom oblique. Lift the hips up to a side forearm plank. Hug in, stay here, or extend the top arm long in front, lifting the hips as high as you can. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Replace the arm, bending the knees. Use the core. Lower slowly back down. Pause, lifting back up, sending the arm forward if you like, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lower the arm, use the core, lower, pause, last time. Press up using the core, lift up, send the arm forward if you like, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Bend the knees, use the core, lower, onto your back, pause for a moment. Take a little gentle side to side roll. And then moving on to your left side. Taking your block with you if you used it on the other side. Setting up that same alignment. Bottom arm underneath. If you've got crooked elbows like me, it might look a little different. And that's totally okay. Extend the arm out. Use your block if you like to let the neck rest. It's a real easy tendency to make the neck work over time when the core gets tired. Creating that almost banana-like shape. And then take a moment to restack if you need to, like I do. Hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, knee over knee, ankle over ankle. Create stability first. Remember, you can tent, but don't lean into one side, either forward or back. If you're going to use that support, just let it be a tented support. As you find your stability, lift the hips up, or the legs up rather. Using the core, create stability. Draw the low belly in, close the upper ribs without rounding the spine. Pause here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lift the top leg as high as your anatomy suits. Keeping that hip over hip alignment for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Stay here or send the heel back as far as your anatomy allows. You may be like me and it doesn't allow very far on this side. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Back to the start. Then sending it forward again, just as far as your anatomy permits. Create your edge for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw it back. Lift the legs up. Tiny presses to your edge for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the legs, bend the knees, remove the block. Pause for a moment. Round the arm and resituate yourself. Same thing as the other side. Stacking the shoulder over the elbow. Keeping the knees bent. Top arm can stay at the top hip, or you can support yourself if you need to. Use the bottom oblique. Lift up as you press the mat away. Stay or extend the arm long overhead for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the arm, use the core, bend the knees, lower back. Excuse me, pause to reset. Use the bottom oblique, lift up, arm overhead if you like. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the arm, use the core, lower the hips. Pause, reset. Last time. Use the core, lift up, send the arm overhead. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the arm, then we'll lower the legs. Onto the back, hug the knees in, give them a squeeze. A few gentle side to side rolls. Excuse me. Then pause, plant the soles of the feet. Grab your block if you have one. And you want to use one, it's totally optional. Place the block in between the thighs. Pause here. Create a stability, squeezing in while still pressing down through all 4 corners of both feet. Feel the belly hugging in through the low belly, drawing the upper ribs in while not rounding through the spine. Keep all of that. Stay here. You can plant the hands if you like. You could send them long overhead. Long overhead, add blocks in the way. Or you could reach up to the sky. Choose the arms that you like. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, start from just above the pelvic bone. Begin to squeeze in as you slowly lift the tailbone off of the mat for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make your little adjustments to make your biggest expression of bridge and squeeze the block in with your legs. Hold it in there. Imagine you need to break it to get the key to the coronavirus vaccine. Squeeze in as tight as you can. Hold. for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the squeeze, but keep the block. Pause, and now we're gonna lower down. Keep that little bit of tension on the block. Use the core to lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The tailbone touches. Pause to reset. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze that block with all your might for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it back down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the tailbone, release the block. Gather the knees in, give them a squeeze. A few gentle side to side rolls. And join us next week to find out what more fun we'll be into.